head of public health in our cabinet.
And on a different issue, Cincinnati Mayor John Cranley was asked if he would suspend Ohio's gas tax to lower prices.
Absolutely. Teresa and I would immediately temporarily reduce the gas tax.
Cranley referring to his running mate, State Senator Teresa Feder of Toledo. The debate was held at Central State University in Wilberforce. House hunting is not getting any cheaper.
According to the U.S. National Home Price Index, prices rose more than 19% in January compared to 2021. This is one of the biggest jumps recorded by the index, and the numbers just keep going up.
Andrew Kinsey with ONN affiliate WBNS TV in Columbus reporting. And I'm Dave James on the Ohio News Network.
Live and local conversation for the Ohio Valley continues shortly. Here on the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
Jim Frio Promotions presents Spring Beatings, April 16th at the Moundsville, West Virginia Penitentiary. Doors open at 5:30, first bell at 6:30. Tickets are $25 to $65 at the door. Tickets can also be purchased at Island Pawn and Gun. Up to 12 fights with 2 ABF title fights and 10 other local and professional fighters. Sponsored by Karen Bauer Distributing, WKKX, Hillbilly Hauling, and Island Pawn and Gun. Don't miss the action. We'll see you on April 16th.
Introducing our new redesigned 7 News app. Our new app features a sleek, modern design and easy-to-navigate home screen with quick access to local news content and a localized weather forecast. Subscribing to notifications is easier, and with one tab, you have access to recent push notifications. There are more ways to watch and find video. To get the new WTRF 7 News app, just update the latest version or download the WTRF 7 News app in your Apple or Google Play Store by searching WTRF.
Every day, fraud, foreign interference, and big tech censorship threaten America. Nothing is more sacred than fair elections, and no one understands that better than a warrior who's dedicated his life to defending our liberty, Frank LaRose. Frank LaRose proved his courage on the battlefield, serving in Iraq and Kosovo, earning a Bronze Star for valor as a Special Forces Green Beret. Frank LaRose proved his political courage helping make Ohio's voter ID laws among the toughest in the country, banning unsecured drop boxes, ensuring illegal immigrants can't vote, and purging thousands of fraudulent voters from the rolls. Frank LaRose has the courage to take on anyone who dares to interfere with America's elections, whether that's a hostile foreign power or powerful liberal elites. The courage to defend our values, the courage to defend our votes. Frank LaRose, the courage to lead.
Paid for by Americans for Secure Elections, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
We are compassionate.
We are focused.
We are confident.
We are dependable.
We are resilient.
We are skilled.
We are empathetic.
We are knowledgeable.
We are respectful.
We are here.
For you and your family.
We are close to home. We are
WVU Medicine.
304-214-1600. Call the Watchdog with your thoughts. We'll be right back to Local Talk.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I am the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster, with a look at your local weather forecast for your Wednesday. Under mostly cloudy skies, rather breezy through the day, a high should reach near 75. You'll see showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two through the evening with a low near 62. Look for a mix of clouds and sunshine for your Thursday, with highs in the mid to upper 60s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
Good morning, old friends.
Hey, what are you doing here? About to go on the air.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is?
Wake up, fairy princesses, wake up!
Guess what day it is?
Get up before I get you up!
Guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Hump day.
Woo-hoo!
This is Wednesday. She calls it over the hump day.
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
We ain't one at a time in here. They broadcast me out on the radio. We're mass communicating.
Let Wednesday begin!
Hit it!
Conversations you care about with people you know. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe on WKKX and WVLY.
Well, we're starting off cold, 34 degrees, Wheeling, Ohio County Airport, right at even freezing at my home studios. 32 here at the home studios, 32 degrees at the Robinson Auto Group Studios, downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. Starting off with some rain showers and maybe a little actual mix, depending on the temperature and where you are, of a flake or a flurry or two. But things will warm up dramatically. 72 and breezy is what we're looking for during the day today. So a couple of very nice days, then down to normal temperate temperatures for the weekend. But right now, starting off cold. In fact, Aaron says with a little bit of wet stuff coming out of the sky or maybe on the road from the overnight, just not a ton, just a little bit, and temperatures right around freezing, could find a slick spot or two. So you do want to be aware of that. 7-Eleven here on the Watchdog Morning Show. School systems are, I guess they're under attack. We have spent a lot of time with the legislature in West Virginia and some of the things they tried to do, the anti-racism bill, the CRT bill, critical race theory bill, really it was, other forms of things. And you know, critical race theory isn't true, but at least I understand what's the motivation behind it. Conservatives have decided that the school system shouldn't be teaching disruptive, divisive things. That if we talk about race in our school systems, that it makes our children uncomfortable. And, you know, we don't want to make children uncomfortable. Remember that one delegate, in fact, or senator, I forget who it was, he said, well, I'm passing this bill because my kids are asking me questions at the dinner table, and I don't want to have conversations with them. So we're going to pass bills about critical race theory. But at least I get that. Critical race theory is based in some people's just basically racist attitudes, and they don't want people to hear about or talk about racism. I get that. But Biff, then I sometimes hear some of these stories of other states and some of the things that people are raising questions about, and I go, you got to be kidding me. You got to have a screw loose. In multiple school districts across Ohio, in multiple school districts across America, legislators are claiming that the furries are taking over the school system. Furries are taking over the school system. Biff, furries, I say to you. Do you know what furries are?
Not a clue.
Well, you probably do. Probably something came to your mind and you said to yourself, that can't be what he's talking about. Furries are like dogs and cats, right? And there is something called, in pop culture, furries. There are people who dress up as dogs and cats and have conventions. This is true. That part's true. But apparently some school systems have made up. I want to begin with this is completely 1,000% made up, but legislators are trying to deal with it, have made up an idea that children, and this also goes back to, gender identity. She identifies as a man or he identifies as a woman. Well, that's not right. Men and women should be better women, all that kind of stuff, right? How do you identify? So these people say, but there are children in our schools who identify as cats. And they're demanding, because they're always demanding, students are always demanding. They're demanding, almost laughed, but this isn't funny. They're demanding litter boxes in their school system. Litter boxes. It's not just one, it's multiple districts, but here, for example, is one guy from Nebraska. He is a state legislator, and he took this issue to the floor of their legislature this week.
And I'm a little shocked, I guess is what I would put it. It's called something called furries. If you don't know what furries are, it's where school children dress up as animals, cats or dogs, during the school day. They meow and they bark, and they interact with their school, with the teachers and that in this fashion. And now schools are wanting to put litter boxes in the schools for these children to use. How is this sanitary? I'm going to have a discussion with CEO Smith about this. This is something I think, how can schools allow this to happen? I think it's very disruptive within the school system. I think it's very disruptive within the classes. I even heard from one person here recently said that a student identified as a cat and wanted a litter box. And the school didn't provide the litter box, so the student went ahead and defecated on the floor. Really? Really? School administrators, what is going on? Nebraska Department of Education, what is going on? State Board of Education, what is going on? If some kids can't wear American flag to walk through the school on their shirt, and you keep them out of school, and you kick them out of school, but it's okay if they wear a cat costume, and that's fine, and you have a litter box for them, and that's fine?
Well, of course, that's not fine. That's stupid, and it's not true. Not at all. This guy is on the floor of his legislature in Nebraska making that argument. Now, he then indeed reached out to the school systems. Might have done this before he went on the floor of the legislature. He reached out to the superintendents and the school system officials and said, what in the world is going on? You're allowing these children to dress up like dogs and cats, and you're giving them litter boxes? And what the school system said was, no, that doesn't happen. To which this guy that we just heard, he said, oh, no? Okay, never mind. Again, I think he might have gone to the floor, before he went to the floor, might have asked somebody about it. I thought this has just got to be some nutbag somewhere off on some weird toot, you know? But I did a little research, and indeed, this claim is being made around the country. School district in Iowa hit with rumors saying the students who identify as cats are allowed to use litter boxes in the school classrooms. The superintendent there says it got so bad he sent a letter to all the students and parents just basically saying, we don't have any litter boxes in our school. Or kids dressing up like furries. Like I said, at least with the CRT thing, I get where it comes from. The basis behind that is racism, all right? CRT, anti-CRT, that's racism. Where in the world does this stuff come from? Do they have some kind of a meeting somewhere and say, wonder what we can claim the schools are doing now? Hey, I got an idea. Let's claim they're letting children identify as cats and crapping on the floor. Yeah, that'll get people upset. Holy moly, Batman. Like I said, I saw this story, and I thought, this has got to be one-off. This has got to be just one crazy guy doing something stupid. And I wouldn't have brought to your attention if I found there was only one crazy guy doing something. No, this is happening in several school systems. You know, school systems have become the nexus of battles for conservatives. And they have become the focal point for criticism for just about everything that's wrong in our society. There's a problem? Blame the schools. Which is why, in my mind, school board elections are much more important now than they ever were, and they always were important. I never understood why we would spend so much time in our society worrying about electing a state legislator or a city councilman, for example, and yet school board elections always got pretty short shrift. You know, people run for school board, they get elected for school board, but we can't allow it to happen. We've got to be paying more attention to what's going on in our school systems. We will, on this show, over the next several weeks, be inviting all of the candidates for Ohio County School Board to come in and talk to us and share their concerns, answer some of my questions about some of the key issues. And you have a chance this week to hear how the candidates for the Ohio County School Board feel on a variety of issues, because the Ohio County Education Association is holding a Meet the School Board Candidate Night. I asked Jenny Craig from the OCEA, who's been on the show before, just to come in for a second or two and talk to us about this Meet the Candidates Night, what's going to happen, how you can attend, where you can attend, and so on. Jenny, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Howard. Thank you for having me on this morning.
You don't have any furries or litter boxes in your classroom, do you?
You know, it's alarming that there continue to be so many, like you said, unsubstantiated claims, and that's all these folks have to do is make a claim. They don't have to have facts. They don't have to have evidence, and a certain voting base of these people go and run with it, and they believe what they hear, and it's happening, like you said, all over the country.
Well, we do have to pay, I think, a lot more attention than some folks have in the past to whom we elect to school boards. And we've seen in Ohio County quite a few, I'll call them controversies, over the last couple of school boards where people have raised concerns about some things that have been done that the board has either agreed to or has stepped in and changed policies and so on, which is why I think it's important for people to be really informed and to really ask questions about what school board candidates are thinking. So you have got a forum for them this week, is that correct?
Yeah, so we're really excited. The Ohio County Education Association, along with the Ohio County chapter of the West Virginia School Service Personnel Association, is hosting a Meet the Candidates night. All of the Board of Education candidates have been invited. So far, we have David Croft, Molly Adderhall, Andy Garber, Darren Cox, and Jessica Powers, who have committed to being there. Each candidate, it'll be a great opportunity for folks in the public, for teachers, for service personnel, for parents, and just community members who, like you said, should be paying more attention and are paying more attention because of the rash of anti-education legislation that has been just sweeping across our country and here in West Virginia as well. Like you mentioned, the CRT bill. So it's going to be a great opportunity for folks to come out to hear from each of the candidates. They're each going to have time to introduce themselves, talk about who they are, what their purpose for running is, sort of what their beliefs and ideals are in regard to education. And then they're going to have a set questions that they'll be asked. Every candidate will have the same opportunity to answer all of those questions. And then we also will have the opportunity for folks in the audience to have written down a question, placed it in our question bin, and we'll get to and ask as many of those questions as we can as well. Those will be asked by a moderator, likely myself, and so that'll kind of help it remain smooth and keep everything going professionally. So I encourage anyone that wants to hear from the candidates, wants to know a little bit more, or has a question that they would like asked to come on out. So it's Thursday, like you said. It's from 6 to 8 p.m., and it's at Trinity Lutheran Church. That is in South Wheeling. It is right next to Kepner's, and it's the block in between the old Cooley Benz and Wheeling Middle School, where I teach. And that is 3536 Oak Street in South Wheeling. Again, that's Thursday, tomorrow, from 6 to 8.
So if you have kids in school or grandkids maybe, if you're a teacher, an educator, somebody who's involved in the school system, you're going to have questions for these candidates. I would suggest that if you're among those folks who from time to time see a story in the newspaper or hear it on the radio or go on social media and post a comment on Facebook or something along the lines of, "I can't believe this is happening," or "How do they let this happen?" All right, if those things have bothered you over the last year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever, this is your chance to go and find out about these issues ahead of time. Don't wait until there's a new school board elected. Don't wait until they begin to make some decisions you don't like, and then you go on Facebook and go, "I can't believe this." Find out ahead of time what these people are planning to do, what they stand for, what their philosophy is, and hopefully make a more informed decision. Jenny, I don't want to delve into anything in particular, but just give me a sense of what kinds of things will the OCEA be asking about? What kinds of things?
Well, in the past, we've asked, typical questions, mostly related to things that have been going on in the realm of education in the last few years. So each candidate, like I said, will be able to talk about themselves, who they are, why they're running. But we have questions about school privatization and school choice, how each candidate feels about that. Also, budgetary questions. So, we know we're projected to lose perhaps thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars across the state and in every county it's going to affect due to things like the Hope Scholarship and charters and things like that. And so some of the questions will gear towards what are we going to do as Ohio County to make sure that the services that our students are receiving that still attend public schools are not affected by those losses in any way. So those are important questions, as well as, how can we better promote things like diversity and inclusion in our classrooms, and just really a myriad of questions, probably none of them surprising to any of the candidates or anyone in the audience as well. And again, we're going to be able to provide folks in the audience time to ask their questions, which is really important. And it doesn't, there's not a lot of platforms that allow that sort of back and forth dialogue. And so I think it'll be a really productive, really enlightening and informative event.
Well, this is open to the general public, of course, tomorrow night, 6 to 8 at the Trinity Lutheran Church down there in South Wheeling, and folks can attend, listen, and get involved if you choose to. Doors open, I think, at 5:30, so you can get there a little bit early. And there can be a voter registration drive there, too, right, for folks who aren't registered yet?
Yes, we're going to have a voter registration drive, which is also a really cool, important thing. We thank some of the folks with the Democratic Women for agreeing to do that. It is a nonpartisan race. They're simply there to help fill out those forms, no matter what your party. If you're not registered to vote, even if you can't stay the whole time, stop in. Get the form, fill it out. If you need help filling out any forms, if that's something that has maybe impeded you from registering to vote before, stop on down, come around 5:30 or 6, and get some light refreshments. Get registered to vote, and if you can, stay and hear from the candidates. Early voting will be starting this coming month. It'll be the first day of early voting, I believe, is April 19th. So it's important if you want to vote in this election that you, especially for school board or any of the other races, that you get registered to vote. And then, of course, this election is a spring election, and it's going to be May 10th.
All right. Jenny, I appreciate your time this morning. I always appreciate the work you do for the education system in Ohio County. And hopefully you'll have a good turnout tomorrow night, and I hope a lot of good questions get asked. A lot of people have a lot of concerns about education. This is the way to find out ahead of time what the people who could be overseeing the education system in Ohio County think and believe. So it's a good event. Whether you want to go and ask questions or go and sit in the back and listen, at least do that. Jenny, appreciate your time this morning. Thanks very much. We may see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, thank you so much. We hope to see lots of people there.
All right. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
You as well.
Jenny Craig is is a teacher in the Ohio County school system at Wheeling Middle, and also is the president of the Ohio County Education Association, which is sponsoring this Meet the Candidate Night tomorrow night, 6 to 8 at Trinity Lutheran Church. Again, there's probably not a week goes by there isn't some issue this week, and we may get into it a little bit later on. I'm not sure. Today it's a short day, maybe tomorrow. Anyway, there's not this week. The issue might be more money being spent on that athletic field for Wheeling Park High School, and I know a lot of folks online are going, "Excuse me, aren't there other issues that we ought to be spending money on besides just turfing this athletic field?" I actually agree with that, but my point is, not a week goes by there isn't an issue probably in Ohio County schools, specifically here, or in the school systems around our valley or around the state, that somebody isn't on social media saying, "What in the world's going on here? How can this happen? Where is the school board in this?" on either side of this, of any issue. So rather than complaining on Facebook after the fact or calling talk shows and just, whining and griping after the fact, find out what the candidates believe, ask them the questions you're concerned about, and be an informed voter before you go to the polls. All right, just a little something for you to think about. And I appreciate Jenny and her group putting the school board candidate forum together, and it should be good. As I said, we will do our own version of it here on the radio. I have invited all of the I have invited all of the candidates on for school board and all the other contested races, I should say, as well. But I've invited all the candidates for school board specifically to come on. I have heard back from several of them who want to schedule time to be on the show, to answer some of my questions, to share their concerns with you. So we'll do some of that here on the radio as well. All right, it is 7:31, 29 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Biff, I just realized I didn't say good morning. Good morning, brother Biff.
Good morning, Howard.
How are you this morning?
Good.
Around 30 degrees, 32 degrees. Was it cold coming in? No ice, no frost on the windshield, or did you this morning?
Ran into a little bit of those rain showers that moved through real quick, and then should be done with the rain. But caught a little bit of that this morning. But other than that, that was it.
All right. I'm drinking my Perrier water. You water or coffee this morning? You're still on water?
Yeah, I went water again this morning.
I don't think I'm allowed to drink coffee. I've got a medical test at 10:30, and I don't think I can. I can't eat anything, so no sausage, gravy, and biscuits this morning. And I don't think I'm allowed to drink coffee either. So all I can do is a little bit of water throughout the morning this morning to keep myself at least a little bit hydrated. All right, where are we going and what are we talking about today? Well, we just did talk about the Ohio County Education Association School Board Forum. We're going to be discussing that. Senator Manchin says he's got problems with Biden's proposed billionaire tax. Now, I'm going to tell you I agree with Senator Manchin on this, and I'll tell you why coming up in a bit. Governor Justice calls a special session of the legislature to fix what he says are technical errors in a loan fund bill. Brad McElhenney comes in with us to talk about that. And I also want to ask Brad whether Brad thinks, whether there's any talk in Charleston about maybe ending the governor's emergency executive powers. He's been holding them for 2 years after he started them at the beginning of the pandemic. Maybe it's time to say they're done now. And maybe it's time to stop the frequent COVID press conferences since they're basically not about COVID anymore. Brad's coming in a bit later on to talk about that. Yesterday, I told you we were going to have Tummy Talk Tuesday. I just had collected stories about food to share with you. We didn't get to it. So I have renamed it today, What You Eatin' Wednesday. So we'll have What You Eatin' Wednesday coming up. I've got some new breakfast offerings at some fast food restaurants that you might find interesting. And then, of course, it is a Wednesday, so at 9 o'clock, the legislative watchdogs will be coming in. Right now, 7:34, 26 till the hour, we head over to the news desk of the Big 7, WTRF TV, and see what they're working on today and what the news of the morning is.
Now it's time for your local news headlines from 7 News at
Morning, Ohio Valley. I'm Stephen Ruffing with your 7 News headlines. We have new details regarding the ongoing issues at the Hancock County Board of Education. Recently, the County Education Association voted no confidence with all teachers and service personnel, members and non-members. 310 votes were collected. The statistics showed 93.4% voting no confidence in the superintendent and 92% voting no confidence in the Board of Education, except for board member Michelle Chappell. The teenage victim took the stand in the Marshall County trial of a 41-year-old Saul Vega. Vega is charged with soliciting a minor and traveling to engage a minor in sexual activity. The teen said she met Vega on an X-rated adults-only website that she joined by claiming she was an adult when she was only 13. She said her name was Jose. She said she sneaked out of the house one night at midnight, was picked up by Vega, and was driven to a secluded spot where they had sex. The incident happened 3 years ago in May of 2019. Wheeling Rotary got an update on city projects. They asked their own questions to City Manager Robert Herron. Herron updated the group on the progress of the police and fire headquarters and the new parking structure at 11th and Market Street. But the most anticipated is probably the streetscape project. The city manager called the roads a, quote, horrible situation. He said he's hesitant to give an update on when the project could be finished because it's already taken longer than anticipated. That was a look at your headlines. Have a great day, everyone.
The visiting New York Rangers defeated the Pittsburgh Penguins by the score of 3-2. This is the head coach of the Penguins, Mike Sullivan.
I thought we were trying to make maybe a few too many tape-to-tape plays instead of just putting pucks in areas and allowing our guys to get in foot races. But I thought as the game went on, we got a little bit better at it.
Chris Kreider scored the game-winning goal, his 45th goal of the year, and the Rangers, with the win, moved into second place in the Metropolitan Division standings. Scoring goals for the Pittsburgh Penguins, Sid Crosby and Brian Boyle. Let's hear from Brian Boyle.
When we execute, we had momentum, and when we didn't, they had momentum. They got chances. We're not thrilled with the whole of our game, but it's a great push at the end.
Next up for the Penguins, they visit Minnesota Thursday night. And the NFL owners have agreed to change the overtime rule during the postseason. Both teams will have the football and offense during OT, despite what happens on the very first possession. In sunny Florida, the Pirates beat the Red Sox 6-2. I'm Bill DeFabio on sports, and we are the Watchdog.
This is Bill DeFabio, your host of the variety show with Bill DeFabio. Heard on the Watchdog Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Join me from noon till 2 to talk sports, nostalgia, and hear from some of the legends of the game. You won't believe who I have on next. The Bill DeFabio Variety Show, heard on the Watchdog Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tune in and get with the program. I'm Bill DeFabio. Join me for the Variety Show on the Watchdog.
Why? Just think about it. Why is the #1 selling brand of chainsaws not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot? We can give you over 10,000 reasons. That's how many authorized local steel dealers you can find across the country. Visit one and you'll find a range of dependable gas and battery-powered tools, from trimmers to blowers. And you'll find service from experienced professionals. Real Steel. Find yours at steelusa.com. Lowe's and Home Depot are trademarks of their respective companies.
Just 3 words tell you everything you need to know. They tell you why we employ more than 2,000 workers at our factory in Virginia Beach, and why over 10,000 local steel dealers are putting battery power in the hands of Americans. Just 3 words. Made in America. Real Steel. Find yours at steelusa.com. The majority of steel products sold in America are made in America of U.S. and foreign materials. Batteries and chargers are sourced internationally.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today. Check out Toyota's wide range of all-wheel and four-wheel drive vehicles, like the brand new Corolla Cross, with available all-wheel drive and more cargo room than ever. Or go off-road in a rugged new 4Runner. Visit your Toyota dealer today, or go online to buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Hurry, reserve yours. Offers end April 4th. Toyota, let's go places.
Introducing our new redesigned 7 News app. Our new app features a sleek, modern design, an easy-to-navigate home screen with quick access to local news content and a localized weather forecast. Subscribing to notifications is easier, and with one tap, you have access to recent push notifications. There are more ways to watch and find video. To get the new WTRF 7 News app, just update the latest version or download the WTRF 7 News app in your Apple or Google Play Store by searching WTRF.
Hey man, what can I get you?
Yeah, can I have 2 Coors Lights?
You got it. Hey Mike! I need 2 Coors Lights!
Sure thing. With a taste as cold as the Rockies, only Coors Light gives you refreshment every time.
Here you go.
Thanks, Mike. Doing a great job. All right, 2 ice-cold Coors Lights.
That's the coldest beer I've ever had.
Hey, they don't call it the world's most refreshing beer for nothing.
Okay, be honest with me. Do you really have the Rocky Mountains in your beer cooler?
You don't believe it? Check it out.
Man, that's pretty amazing.
I know, right? I can't believe it myself sometimes. I mean, this cooler is only 3 feet wide.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
I'm Andrew Saul, Commissioner of Social Security. Beware of telephone scammers pretending to be government employees. Real Social Security employees will never threaten you. Callers threatening you with arrest or other legal action and demanding money are not from us. If you receive a call like this, hang up, do not provide them with any form of payment or information. Report the call at oig.ssa.gov.
You want sports talk? We got the goods all night long. Tune into Sports Map Radio, evenings and overnights on FM 98.1, AM 1600. We are the Watchdog.
Watch out. He could climb on his soapbox at any time. The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
Did I not just say, just minutes ago, did I not just say, I have some medical tests I have to take at 10:30 this morning. Therefore, it's those nothing by mouth, for after midnight last night. Meaning I can't have any, even coffee this morning. I can drink my water, that's all I've got. And I cannot eat any food this morning. That is the doctor's demand, the medical test required. I can't have food. Will you please tell me why, since you know that, you send me a picture of your morning breakfast that looks so good? Sausage, biscuit, and chicken patty. Oh, looks like a croissant. Oh, man.
That's a biscuit.
Is that a biscuit?
Yeah, that's a biscuit. That's no croissant. That's a biscuit.
That's no measly croissant. That's a good biscuit.
Yeah, that's a biscuit.
Man, it looks so good. Chicken patty with a sausage biscuit on.
I tell you what, if you threw a coffee in with that, I'd be good to go for me.
Oh, me too, but I can't have any of it this morning. Can't even have the coffee. I'm not sure. I may have to cancel the medical test just looking at this. That may be more than I'm allowed to even look at this morning. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd take that with the medium coffee, and I'd be good to go.
Oh, yes. Well, thanks for the picture, and especially on a morning when I can't eat. Although, oh no, wait, that's a fast food burger or fast food biscuit, isn't it, Biff?
Yes, it is.
I was say I could get it after I get one after my medical test, but no, the breakfast will be over. Oh man, jeez. All right, well, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you sending me that that picture this morning. Well, I've already got one picture. You two can send me pictures of your breakfast if you'd like to. Hey, McDonald's has a new breakfast item coming up. I'll tell you about it a bit later on. And a new breakfast drink, which, Biff, I suspect you're like me. When I tell you this new breakfast drink, you're going to go, you got to be kidding me. That's all coming up later on. Right now it's weather time. Aaron Myler is here from the Big 7, WTRF TV. And we went out of the freezing cold couple of days to almost blistering hot for this time of year couple of days. Although we're starting off pretty cool this morning, Aaron. Starting off cool.
Exactly. It's like in the mid-30s right now. So it's cold. I mean, it's not as cold as yesterday. I think it's the key to the morning. Like I'm not wearing a parka and gloves and everything this morning, but it's definitely still cold. And then today, 72. I mean, you're welcome. This is my gift for you guys. I do this for everybody else. So.
As you know, 72 is my Goldilocks temperature. The perfect temperature for me is 72. So you're hitting it right on line. My Goldilocks temperature is right there, 72.
Oh, perfect. What do I win?
Yeah. I'll get you the sausage gravy and biscuits that I can't eat this morning because I've got medical tests. You can have my breakfast, I guess. Now, is this 72 though going to be with a little bit of showers or not?
No. So we had the showers earlier, and those are pretty much done for your day now. There might be a couple around the area at this point, but like Yeah, no, we're done with those. So we're gonna actually have the clouds are gonna break here in a little bit. Some, I mean, they're already starting. It just depends where you are. But so we'll have some sun in there. We'll have probably a few clouds still, but a little mix of the two. But yeah, I mean, it's overall gonna be a pretty awesome day. And then tomorrow I have tomorrow's still warm again. I put 71. Still some showers out there, but even with that, it's gonna be one of those days where it's not gonna be a lot of physical rain. It's just gonna be more time with rain, if that makes sense. Like I think we're expecting less than a fifth of an inch, so not that much water. It's just gonna be we're gonna have some in the morning, some in the afternoon, perhaps some in the evening, just a little bit of throughout the day. But I mean, overall, it's still gonna be a decent day tomorrow, so can't complain too much there either.
And they're gonna be just showers, not storms, too.
Yeah, there is a possibility to see a couple storms in there, but it's not a great possibility. It's just like we could see a couple lightning bolts, and it's going to be windy as well. Like today's going to be breezy, and the next 2 days it will as well. Tomorrow's going to be the windiest of the three, going to be like gusts up to 30 miles an hour. So it definitely could be windy, but nothing like when we talk about like the winds where you have a lot of power outages and crazy stuff happening, that's when they're like north of 50 miles an hour. So we're going to stay like well below the insanity for it, but it probably will be breezy. But yeah, I'm not expecting a whole bunch of crazy thunderstorms. But you could.
We'll call it breezy and showers, not windy and stormy.
Correct. Yes. Like I said, you could see a couple storms, but nothing major.
But in the weird way of this spring of 2022, freezing temperatures yesterday. I mean, frigid during the morning and really didn't warm up a lot. When I had to go outside, the first time I went outside, it was like 28 or something. So I mean, cold day. Now we got 72 today, 71 tomorrow, some showers, some breezes. True spring-like weather, if you will. But in the true tradition of this spring, Friday we might see some flurries, right?
Yeah, so just stuff in the morning is possible. I'm not expecting anything I would really worry about for your day. I'm also checking the clouds. They look pretty good right now. It's like clearing in some spots. But let me go back inside so it's quieter. I just check the clouds every now and then to make sure I'm not. That was one piece of advice I was given when I started off at this job was check the sky every now and then. But we're expecting.
I tried to, when Emily was here, I tried to lobby for a window for her, but I had no luck with that. You know, you guys ought to have a window.
Yeah, I hope for the same, but it's not going to be the case. It'd be really nice, though, because it would help have a window so you could, and we have a window across the studio, but the problem is sometimes, I mean, and we all know a view from a window only shows you so much, and I'm like, I can't see enough. So sometimes I run down the stairs and go check out front. But yeah, so we have a couple flurries possible for Friday morning. I think they're going to be almost nothing. I mean, you can see a little bit of flurries. There's a little bit of rain in there. But I think it's going to be even less than we saw this morning. I think it's just going to kind of be like the tail end of it. I think it's just when you go from wet and warm to colder, not cold, but colder, then you just, I mean, whatever moisture is in the air is going to start to freeze. So I don't think it's going to be anything, like you could see some snow, like I said, but nothing that's really going to mess your whole day up kind of thing.
It will be a cooler day, though, 46. And then we get into the kind of what I call more temperate for the weekend temperature-wise. We're into the mid-50s, which is, I don't know what is normal for this time of year, but that strikes
55.
me as about right.
Yeah, 55 is where we should be sitting, so we're just going to be getting back to normal here shortly as we get into the weekend. We'll see it going from, like you said, 70s today, colder on Friday, and then the weekend and like Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, all looking like they're pretty right around the 55-degree mark, only a couple degrees off at times. So, I mean, colder, but still where we should be. I mean, anything compared to the 29 from 2 days ago, I think we can't complain too much.
But I should remind people, it is starting off cold this morning. Let me just double check here real quick. The Storm Tracker 7 says, still 34 at the airport, so just a little bit above freezing. We are right at freezing here at my home studios and at the Robinson Auto Group studios downtown Wheeling. So we're roaming around freezing this morning, but we will definitely get up into a much nicer day during the day. The other thing is, this is one of those, if you're out this morning, you got to figure out how to dress, because you got to dress for cold right now, and by the time you come home, you could be at 70-degree weather. So you got to figure out how you're gonna make that all work.
This is where you just wear something that's in between, and then you just freeze for part of the day, and then you're hot for part of the day, and you just suck it up.
That's it. This is just learn to live with it weather. That's it. What am I supposed to do?
Or,
just learn to live with it.
that's what I do. I'm just like, I could, like, and luckily I have I could go home, grab a jacket, or I keep different jackets, and I'm like, I don't care that much. Like, what am I walking from my car to my house? Like, it's not that complicated.
You know, I often, certainly for me, and apparently for you too, Biff, we always make a big deal about, what kind of jacket. Truth of the matter is, most of us walk like 18 seconds out in the weather. Right? And we worry about, what am I going to do? It's a cold. Okay, yeah, it's a cold morning. Yeah, you want to be warm, but truthfully, you walk 20 seconds to your car, 20 seconds from your car to work and reverse. It's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. Now, I know many of you, I'll get text if I don't say this. I know there are people who walk a lot, some who walk to work, some were out walking this morning on their morning, walk for the day and all that kind of good stuff. But most of us get up, just get in the car, 15 seconds to the car, 15 seconds out of the car. It's not that big a deal. All right, Aaron, enjoy the day today. I assume you'll probably try and take a walk, I guess, with 72-degree temperatures.
100%. We're going to get at least 5 miles in today. That's the goal. Hopefully closer to 10.
Oh, wow. Okay, all right. Biff reminded me to check on that tomorrow, see how far he went. See if he got his 5 miles in.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah. All right, good talking to you, Aaron. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Talk to you then. Have a good one, you guys.
Thanks a lot. Aaron Myler from the Big 7, WTRF TV. So currently cold, 34 at the airport, 32 here in Elm Grove, 32 downtown. Going to get up to 72, a little breezy today. Not too much to worry about as far as rain goes. Could see the morning rain is kind of faded away, or is fading away. We'll see some more sunshine coming in. Kind of the sun and clouds mixed a little bit. 70s again tomorrow, but rain. All right. 7:52, 8 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Hey, you know what was kind of neat yesterday, Biff? I was on the internet, and as I frequently do, I popped over to see how things were going on the Watchdog Radio Network, and I went to watchdognetwork.com. And lo and behold, do you know what I saw yesterday at watchdognetwork.com's video feed?
What?
Bill DeFabio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Mr. DeFabio in studio for a while. He's had a lot of medical issues, so he's literally been, bless his heart, Bill's been broadcasting from home for a while. He's been broadcasting a couple of times from his hospital room. He's been a trooper, but I don't know if he's going to be back on a regular basis or if it was just a quick visit yesterday. But it was nice to see Bill. I wasn't down at the office, but I happened to, tune in online, and there was Bill DeFabio in all of his glory. Well, that may not be the best phrase to use, but there was Bill DeFabio right there in the studio and on the camera. So good for Bill to get back in. Somebody's now going to ask me, "Are you going back?" No, I'm not going back. No. I like it here. I'm staying here. The only thing I miss being in the studio is having a chance to jabber with Biff off the air. But other than that, no, I'm not going back. I like it here. But it was nice to see Bill back. I just wanted to mention that. It's 6 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. We have to do another break, Biffy, I think.
No, we are good.
Oh, you took care of things? All right.
Yep.
Very good. Well, I do have, a couple of items off the community calendar I want to get into really quick. West Liberty University is hosting a free health screening day for the students and faculty and so on the Hilltop campus. April 13th from noon to 6 I'm sorry, I said the Hilltop campus? I lied. It's at the Highland Center of West Liberty University. Free health screening day, April 13th from noon until 6. A lot of folks have been asking me about spring cleanup in the city of Wheeling. I mentioned to you a couple of days ago, the spring cleanup calendar is online. I'm sure it's on the website. It's on several of the city's websites, the City of Wheeling website. I'm sure it's also on several of the ward pages in the City of Wheeling. The first cleanup coming up, and this is where you can take most of your items that you want to get rid of. You can't take tires. You can't take toxic materials, paint and stuff. But the spring cleanup begins April 19th. That's a Tuesday at the Bethlehem Ball Field in Bethlehem and the 35th Street ball field down by Wheeling Middle School. And then Saturday, April 23rd, Valley Grove Community Center and the Triadelphia Town Building. April 26th, the Old Wheeling Dog Pound and the Pleasanton Playground. And Saturday, April 30th, Clearview Community Center and West Liberty Christian Church. Those are the spring cleanup dates in April. There are more in May. You probably didn't necessarily remember what I said to you there, but keep that in mind. If you're looking for spring cleanup dates in the city of Wheeling, you can find them online at the City of Wheeling's website. You'll find them on various City of Wheeling web pages, the ward pages as well. So those are a couple of items I had here on the community calendar. And if you have something on your community calendar you'd like me to announce, just send it to me. Easiest thing to do is directly send it to me, radiomonroe@aol.com. radiomonroe@aol.com. That's my email. I'll get it in the email, and I'll put it on our community calendar, and be sure to chat about it. So feel free to do that. You can also fax it to us, 304-214-1609, right, Biff?
Yes, that is the fax number.
I always get these numbers confused. 304-214-1609. You know, if you've got a flyer or something, it's just as easy to send that in. So those are a few of the items I have off the community calendar here. It is 4 minutes away from the top of the hour. We are in the midst, of course, of our, not in the midst of, but getting ready to wrap up March Madness. It wraps up this weekend, right, Biffy?
Monday will be the national championship game.
All right, and you're still hoping for?
I'm personally rooting for Duke, but my guess in the championship game on Monday night is going to be Kansas taking on Duke.
And your brackets got Duke?
They did have Duke until the Sweet 16, so I had Gonzaga and Kansas in the championship game. So,
okay. Right.
Yeah, so I think it'll be Duke and Kansas in the championship.
All right. Well, whatever you think, you have a chance to place your bets legally, I might mention, on FanDuel.com. FanDuel is just a great opportunity for you to have a little bit of fun during March Madness. You know, one of the things that I always think are particularly interesting about using FanDuel are the prop bets, because they're a little bit more fun. I mean, yeah, you can bet the line, you can bet the spread, you can bet those kind of things, and that's fine to do. But the prop bets kind of are fun, and you can check them out at FanDuel when you download your FanDuel Sportsbook app. And then what's cool is you can combine prop bets from multiple games and even multiple sports. It's called the Same Game Parlay Plus. Now, you can only find Same Game Parlay Plus on FanDuel. For example, you might want to combine NBA player props you love with your favorite NHL scorers for a chance to score an even bigger payout, or mix in some March Madness betting if you'd like to. Same Game Parlay, an opportunity for you to bet them. I haven't taken a look at those yet, but you know, if you're not sure what to bet, they have a Same Game Parlay section where you can join the bets that other users are already jumping in on. Now, if you're new to FanDuel, sign up with my name, Monroe, as the promo code. You'll get $150 in site credit guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. Always reminding you, you must be 21 years of age or older and present in West Virginia. First online, real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credit expiring 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. Full term, sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, don't download FanDuel, but call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. FanDuel Sportsbook has more ways to win. 8 o'clock, ABC covers the world for us right now.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
From ABC News.
Boo, 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 boo.